So here we're going to take a look at the PLANEX Easy Drywall Sander. Here I'll show you the product features, accessories and consumables, and also how to maintain your product to get the most out of it. So just have a look over the tool. It's 4 kilos in weight, so it's nice and light for wall and ceiling applications. When we come down to the switching end, we'll get our switch here. All we need to do is just put a little bit of weight on the back of that to lock it up. Then to turn it off, just push that back in to turn the machine off. On the side here, we've got the variable speed setting, so that's really to be able to apply a certain speed to different materials. So on speed number 1, we've got 400 RPM, all the way through to speed number 6, which is 920 RPM, which is a rotary motion. At the back, we've got our dust extraction lock. So this takes a 36mm hose on the outside, which we recommend for plaster applications, but it'll also accept a 27mm hose internal. And we can bring this over, and the whole idea of the claw there is just to lock the hose in position. And also in that position there, we've got our plug-it lead that we put in and lock up. So when we have a look at the head of the sander, so this is extremely flexible for our wall and ceiling applications. We've got a 400 watt brushless motor, which is maintenance free. To the front of it, we've got a segment out the front which we can remove. This allows us to get nice and close into edges, so if it's square set, just being able to work right into the edge. When we roll that over now, we've got our brushes. These brushes are hard wearing, but eventually as they wear down, we've got screws in here that we can just undo the screws and then replace that brush segment, just so we've got a good seal for the dust extraction. When we take the abrasive off, then we get to our backing pad. So backing pad's slightly convex in the middle, just to enable the dust extraction to be extracted effectively. And to change the pad, we're just in the center Allen key. We just remove that. That'll bring that off. Then the pad will come directly off. Here we've got our main dust extraction. So with the dust extraction there, if there's any requirement to vary the dust extraction, that's done back at the dust extractor. So that extraction there, because this will always extract from both sides and the middle section. Just when you're putting the pad back on, you've got these 2 flat spots, okay, which mirror what's on the mounting of the pad just in front of the bearing there. So we've just got to make sure that that lines up. So we just bring that in until it finds its position, and then lock that one up. No need to swing off that, just snip it up, and then with whatever abrasive we want, we pop the abrasive on and lock that up. So here we'll just take an overview of the accessories for the drywall sander. Firstly, it comes with a plug-it lead, but if we need a replacement plug-it leads, we can purchase them in the 3.5 metres, and the plug-it leads for these are got extra support on them, just reinforcement. The one pad fits all our drywall sanders, so that's just a single pad. We've got a replacement brush segment for the front that we use to get into the edges, and also the abrasives. We've got granate abrasives that are in the mesh, standard, and also the granate soft. Just for transportation on and off site, we've got the transport bag, so that's just where the tool will just sit into a couple of supports at each end. Then we can transport it directly on and off site. Just a couple of maintenance tips to make sure you get the most out of the drywall sanders. Down here is all the switching and variable speed area. We have got air cooling through that handle. So this is the cooling air in and cooling air out down the bottom. So we just want to make sure that they're clear. They don't get clogged up with dust. There's a little fan in there. So a little bit of maintenance could be that you just make sure they're clear or blow them out if they do get any plaster in them. When we go up to the top of the machine, we've got the air intake for the brushless motor, and if that gets any plaster in it, ideally, compressed air just to clean that one out. We can't damage anything in there, so we can put compressed air there just to give that a blowout if there's any plaster around there. When we flip it over, we've got our brushes, so these more or less seals it to the surface and means you get consistent dust extraction. They will wear eventually. If they do, we've just got the screws beside there. We can then remove the brushes and replace them with new ones. The pad itself, the pad will give a good lifespan. We don't have any covering on the pad, no interface pad or anything like that, but the pad can just be cleaned now and then, and one pad will fit all the drywall sanders. And lastly, just with your plug-it lead, this has all been reinforced to cover the application, but it's not removable at all, and the new plug-it lead can be purchased if required.